Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to another episode of A 90-Day Fiancé the Other Way. This is season 1, episode 2. Let's jump right into this episode. Well, obviously, let's talk about the elephant in the room. She is not at home. She is traveling for work. So I had to do this kind of video. So for those of you who are not watching live, I'm going to go through this as though this is a regular video. And then at the end, I will check the comments. So thank you to those of you who are joining the room. I will not be interacting, and just let everybody know when they ask why I'm not looking at the comment section. I won't be interacting. I'm just going to go straight through the episode and then we can chitty chat afterwards. And then I'll probably get off and come back on to talk about 90-Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. But since this one is fresh in my mind, let's jump right into it. All right. So let's first start with the new couple that we got. Ooh, Miss Rivera, thank you. I meant to not look. Ms. Rivera, thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, so we start off with Laura and Aladdin. Ooh, I'm so excited. So I'm in the hotel and this TV keeps cutting in and out. So there's some things that I missed because it kept getting all scrambled and then straightening out, and it's not a DVR. It's just kind of a showing of it. So I couldn't rewind it backwards. But anyways, so we have Laura, who's 51, who is originally from Canada, and she is spending her retirement years in Florida like a good old white lady. And she's with her son, Liam, who is 21 years old. And let me tell you about Liam. These two are both good looking people. I was looking at them and I was like, oh, they just need minor tweaks. If I could just get Liam to get a different haircut, some contacts, and some Proactive, and a little bit of less awkward, he's a good looking bloke. And then same thing with Laura. Laura is very cute. I think she's cute as a button. She's just maybe if it wasn't so blonde and fried, and maybe if the eyes weren't so raccoon, you know what I'm saying? But alrighty. So she is living with her son Liam again, who's 21 years old, and she started talking to Aladdin, I believe, a year ago. So it's been a year and a half. They've been talking for a year, and she said it was just chit chat, and then somehow she fell in love, but it was just chit chat, and they had a really strong bond to begin with. He is from Tunisia. Why can't I say this? Tunisia, Tunisia. So yeah, he is from Tunisia, and he is living in Qatar as a personal trainer or some kind of trainer, right? And so I don't know what social media they started talking on. It wasn't clear. But they just started chitty-chatting and it worked out. And she ended up going to Qatar to see him a year into them chit-chatting. And she gets there and they have what looks like a blast. Lots of selfies taken by him of her looking cute with bangs and short hair. And so she went back. I think while she was there, this is where it got jumbled up. While she was there, he proposed to her and she said, yes, you only live life once. This is her yesteryears. And why not just try it out? She's not 100% trusting of Aladdin, but she's just willing to give it a try, And I was like, yeah, girl, just give it a try. I don't know. I was completely with her. She's got a grown ass son. You know what I'm saying? If mom gets a second wind, I support it. And so her son, though, doesn't necessarily support it. Her son is a little yeah, you're going to miss me. And he doesn't want her to go. I don't know if he's got he's awkward somehow. She starts to almost cry and he doesn't reach over to hug her. And I was just what? I don't understand this relationship. He says that he'll never respect Aladdin as a stepfather, which okay, they're only 9 years difference in age, 8 years, because Aladdin is actually 29 years old. He will be 30. She tried to say that he was 30 already, and the producer's tell the truth, girl. And she's fine, he's 29. But anyway, so she is, she's decided she's just going to move to Qatar and give it a try. And again, Liam is a little awkward and doesn't want her to go. And Liam brought up some good points, right? These are the same points we brought up with Jenny and Sumit, is that, she's past the childbearing years. What is this kind of wife going to do for you? So he's skeptical. And like I was saying too, Jenny is skeptical as well, because she was in a marriage for 8 years to a man who was cheating on her. And she found out he was cheating on her by going on different websites and had profiles up. And so she catfished her husband. I love Laura. This story is great. She catfished her husband and her husband fell for it. So she was talking to her husband. He doesn't know it's her. He thinks it's some young girl. And she says, you know what, you know what I really find sexy is a man with a bald head. And then the next day, she says her husband came to her in real life and asked her to shave his head. And so she shaved his fucking head. Like a boss. She made such an ass out of him. Like, she pretended to be somebody else and snagged her husband and then punked him. I mean, she's my hero. Anyways, so she is just like, doesn't know if it can be 100% because she's kind of skeptical, and she's, you know, been married and it didn't go well. And so, but she's just going to try it. And I'm like, you know what, girl? I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. Yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say about them. I really like them as a couple. I think, you know, Lori is cute as pie. Oh, and thank you so much, Tiana, for being my moderator. Hi, guys. I'm just going to look over and say hey to everybody and tell you guys what's going on. So if you guys are watching this live, I'm just going through the situation, talking about each couple, and then I won't go to the comment section until afterwards. So you can actually hold your comments for me until the end. And you can definitely talk amongst each other. I love it when you guys talk to each other. I feel like I'm bringing together a community of like cool people who like to talk about this thing. Oh yeah, and give the video a thumbs up. There's 94 people in this room, so give it thumbs up. That way other people who are interested in a 90-day fiancé can find my video. The more thumbs up we get, the more it is promoted on YouTube. Thank you. All right, so the next couple we're going to talk about is Evelyn and Corey. Oh my God, you guys. The audience, you guys, the Kiki section, we are fighting, y'all. We are fighting about whether or not Evelyn is a gold digger. And it's all in great fun. It's all in great fun. But yeah, so I think it's like 50-50. There are people who are with me and think she's getting a bad edit or feel like, hey, you know what? She is saying what exactly she wants. She's being truthful like Anfisa. And she's like, fuck it, take it or leave it. And I think that's what I like about Anfisa. I think that's what I like about Evelyn is that they're just like, look, they're not head over heels, you know, whatever. They're just kind of like, I'm willing to do this if the price is right. Not the price, but if the circumstances are right. Anyways, so Corey is having a conversation with his mother and father, and his father's bringing up some great points about the fact that the business that they own together is technically in her name because it's in Ecuador and she's a citizen. And so this better work out because that's all his money has gone. He says that he gave her $2,000 to start up the business. So I'm not sure. I'm not going to mince words about the money. I still say these two have been together for 4 years. There's a lot of history there that we're not aware of, you know? That's a long time in this kind of 90-day fiancé world. Because I feel like normally the 90-day fiancé couples only know each other for like a year, you know, maybe more, maybe less. And that's like crazy. Anyways, so his dad brings up some very good points. And Corey just is just like, I don't know, you guys, I'm just in love. I'm just in love. His mom starts crying. She's like, as long as you're happy, I'm happy. And if Evelyn makes you happy, I support it. But she's like really sad that he's going to go because that's what he did. He sat down and he talked to them and told them that he is leaving for Ecuador for good. Then the next scene is him having to go get shots. And the nurse who is like helping them is like trolling him or like something. It is very clear when he walks in that Corey is deathly scared of needles. And so the nurse picks up on that and he just is smiling throughout the whole ordeal. And he's like laughing at him because he brought his mom along and his mom was just trying to give him support, but she wasn't being that comforting to me. I felt like she was just mainly sitting in her chair looking at him. And that's one thing I noticed about him and his family. They didn't seem very warm towards each other, even though I know they're close. It's so interesting how you could be close as a family, but still not be affectionate. There were moments where I was like expecting like hugs and there were no hugs. It was just a little awkward. Anywho, so he is on the floor, girl, doing push-ups. He's walking around the hall. He actually has a phobia of needles. So he's like psych himself up. I have never seen anybody go through this, but I kind of felt for him. It's like how I feel about roaches. Like, oh girl, ugh. Ugh. Yeah. Ugh. Sorry. Ugh. Why did I say that word? My dad used to tell me, like, when I would get stuck, because sometimes I'd be outside and I'd see like a water bug and I would get like literal stuck, like I couldn't move. He'd be like, "Well, you're bigger than it." And so I would like think of myself as being like one of the townspeople, and like not one of the townspeople. I would think of myself as the giant in Gulliver's Travel, like when he like walks on the town is like smashing, and I just had to like talk myself back. Whew. It's like I feel like anxious in my belly now. How did I live in New York City for 6 years? Girl, I didn't look at the ground at night. I did not look down at night. When I tell you I didn't look down at night, that means that I took the same exact path home every single day. So I wouldn't have to look at the ground. I knew where every dip, every bump, every curve up, every tree root was. Like, do not look down. Okay, sorry for that tangent. I feel so much better now. Anywho, so he's definitely scared of needles, and so he gets the shots, and he is all in the seat, like, ooh, like, oh my god. And then he, afterwards, lays on the ground and like has to take a moment. Like, I was like, yeah, he really, really, really is scared of needles. Nikki, hey girl. I looked over. I wasn't supposed to. Hey girl, hey. I'm so glad you joined me. I loved your video last week. I linked your video at the end of my video. You and I are the only ones that are doing it. You, me, and Nikki Starr. Unfortunately, I don't think Chris is going to be able to do this. I don't think she is, but we'll see. She might. Okay. That's it. He laid on the floor. That was so hilarious. That whole scene was so hilarious. I was like, this is great television. Like that moment catching him in his phobia was like great television. Okay, so let's move on to Jenny and Sumit. This one left us on a cliffhanger, but obviously we've seen enough previews to know that like it's gonna work out. But you know, Sumit, girl, his lying ass. Like Sumit, like I'm just like at the end of the day, like Sumit is doing what he wants to do, but he's also still like kind of a pussy. And I hate that word, but I had to say it. Like his whole thing about lying to his parents and just telling them that he's moved and gone, and like, and he even thinks that the lie he's going to tell them sounds dumb and that they won't believe him. He even thinks that. Thank you so much for the super chat, Sammy. He doesn't even like, okay, let me go back to the beginning. Anyways, sorry, I am being inundated with text messages. Okay, I took it off. Okay, so I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought because Chris is chatting or like did a message in our group chat, and I want to know what she's saying so bad. That's why I lost my train of thought. So blame Chris next time you see her. Stop it. Okay. Jenny and her ethnic family. I was like, oh my God, those kids don't look like they're her kids. I mean, they look like her if you look at them, but it's so funny. So she is doing Christmas decorations with her kid, and her oldest daughter is in tears and just so sad about Jenny leaving. And they're both really sad, but her eldest is like real bummed out about it. Like, we're not going to be there to like see you. You're not going to see us that often. If something happens to you, we won't know because you're not in good with Sumit's parents, and they won't know where you are. And like, whew, girl, they were stressing me out. Like, and Jenny was like on the verge of tears, if not crying, because she's like, look, I already like took it this far. I'm already here. Like, I can't go back. And it turns out, girl, and we don't find this until later on in the segment, and I don't know if they said this earlier, but Jenny and Sumit have been talking for 5 years. What? That is unheard of in like 90 Day Fiancé history, for as far as I know. 5 years? I mean, for those of you guys who don't think this is real, if you don't think this is real, that's a long ass con. he is on the long con, okay? To the point where he's going to lie to his parents. Anyways, I'm trying to move forward. Okay, so she starts to cry, and it's just like this really tearful moment. I think they're a little like extra about like his family doing something to her, but they are right. Like if something happens to her, who's gonna get in contact with them? Like there's no, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I understand that, especially if you've all lived in the same area, and they all lived in Palm Springs. Like, it's that kind of separation anxiety, especially with their mom, who they obviously are very close with. And, I was just like, I feel so bad. But Jenny is like, I'm about to start my life over at 60 and I deserve this. And I'm scared and I know what I'm giving up, but I think this is worth it. And I'm just like, I can't be mad at her. It sucks that she has to leave her grandchildren though. That sucks. But I can't be mad at her. So Sumit's big plan is that he's going to tell his parents that he got a job in another city and that he's moving there and he's moving out. But really he's found an apartment in the same city for him and Jenny. And it looks kind of nice. And I was just like, from the outside. And I was just like, is he never going to run into his parents? Like, I guess New Delhi, I don't know where it wasn't in New Delhi. It was like a place whose name starts with a G. And I was just real confused about it, but it is what it is. So Jenny gets dropped off at LAX. Her and her other daughter drop her off and the grandkids to say bye. And I'm so sad for them to be losing their grandmother. But girl, that drive from Palm Springs to LAX is a 2 to 3 hour drive. And I was just imagining it. And I was like, oh, but you can't go to Ontario airport. It's not going to take you anywhere. So many, got to go to the big one, the hub. Anyways, so yeah, girl. She lands in India, and it's been a 20-hour flight. 20 hours. That's insane. But I hope to do it someday. I want to go to India. So yeah, 20-hour flight. She goes off the flight and no Sumit. She freshens up, girl. She's like ready to see her man. And no Sumit. So no Sumit. But what's happening with Sumit is that he has gone into his parents' home to tell his parents that he's moving out. And he told producers that it was only going to be 15 minutes, but that producers had to stay downstairs. And then an hour later, he still hasn't exited his parents, and they've been calling him. He's not been answering. And one of the production crews, like the local production crew, says, oh, it takes an hour to get there. He's not going to be on time. And so like, that's it. No one has contacted Jenny. She has no idea. She feels like she's gotten there and she's worried and she might've been duped. But I'm like, girl, 5 years, I wouldn't think I was being duped. I wouldn't believe it for not 1 second. That's a long ass time. But Jenny girl is shaking in her boots. She's shaking in her stylish little boots. Okay. So then the last couple that we're going to talk about, and this was great. It was just the right amount of couples, just enough. 1, 2, 3, only 4, right? We only talked about 4 couples. It was great. The next couple that we're going to talk about is Paul and Carini. And girl, Carini speaks English. Hey. But also boo to Paul for not learning Portuguese. But Carini, like, I was like, she speaks English. She has been doing her work, sis, so she could talk to her crazy ass, nincompoop ass, loony ass man. Ooh, Yvette, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, like, what did somebody call him? Somebody called Paul like a nitwit or like something, but he is that. Okay, so we start off where Paul has just had his temper tantrum or his like meltdown, and he gets home and he calls Carini and tells her that he couldn't come and then explains to her why he couldn't come. And she's like, you couldn't just come with 2 bags? Like, and he's just like, well, I didn't know what to put in because everything. And she's just like, you lie, Paul, you don't want to come here. Yes, you've done this to me before, like whatever. And he's just like gets so upset because she starts to cry that he hangs up on her and with her. And she hangs up on him. She's like, bye, Paul. And she leaves. And then he ends up calling and making some kind of like, I don't know. He ends up somehow convincing them that to take the money from that ticket and put it towards another ticket. And I'm just like, so it was that easy all along and you stormed off like a baby, like a asshat baby. Oh my God. Anywho, so he recognized that he had a meltdown and he was like, I don't know, just in that moment, I couldn't think, I couldn't put anything together. Like, I just thought it was the right thing to do, but it was the wrong thing to do. And I was like, okay, that's the first step to acknowledging you have a problem. Like, as long as he keeps on analyzing himself, like maybe one day he'll get to the point where he starts to like stop himself from behaving like that. Whew. And he even starts, when he's like crying about leaving his mom, he's like, Mom, you're the only one who loves me. I don't have any friends. And I was like, damn, Paul, he is like, I got to go be with my family. And that's true. He does, because he doesn't have that here. That's not here. So he figures it out. He gets his shit back in the car and he has to get to an Uber. He has to take an Uber there because his mom has to go to work. And they have this moment that is so sweet. And I'm just like, I'm proud of her. Like, she loves that doofus. That's the word. She loves her doofus ass son, which is fine. And I'm happy. But like, she also put her foot down. And I like that. It's like, you know, he's got some kind of boundaries instead of just running wild like, oh, some of these other kids. Anyways, so yeah, she gives him a necklace and I'm like, I love it. It's like a ghetto chain. It's like a swap meet chain with like a dolphin on it. And it's gold. I'm like, okay. Okay, Paul. Like, it's my favorite kind of man jewelry. Hi, sir. You know what I'm saying? And so also a lock of hair. Girl, I fell out with the lock of hair. And when they did like a callback to when she gave him hair from her hairbrush, I didn't realize how crazy it was. Like, a lock of hair seems so much better than like hair from your hairbrush. Hair from your hairbrush is so gross. All right. So what else? He gets on the plane and we did a preview for a next episode. And he says that he's going to surprise Carini because basically she doesn't even know that he's gotten back on a plane. So good for him. He worked through it. Whew, I can't wait for him to get to Brazil and cut up, girl. I cannot wait. All right, you guys. So that is the end of the episode. Woo, girl, she did it in 22 minutes. What are you guys talking about? What did you guys think of the show? Okay, pubes. Ooh, what's happening over here? Shed hair. Oh, yeah, pubes. Gross. Creepy. Hey, girl, I never catch lives, and it's over. Oh, no, it's not over. I can talk. Miriam says, yes, it was on More to Love, and it was hilarious. He basically said he was going to fire Paul's ass if Paul hadn't quit, and that Paul is a walking disaster. Who says this? Wait a minute. Hi, Miss Liberian Lady. No, this isn't Love After Lockup. Love After Lockup is not back yet, but I did watch that, like, most arresting moments. Megan and her sweaty pits. Also, Megan, like, trifling ass Megan. Like, at this point, Megan is trifling AF. Like, I know that she loves Mike, and I understand. Because I understand being in love with somebody, but, like, it's still trifling. Like, I feel you, girl. But it's still trifling. Call it what it is. It is what it is. A trife life. Like, it's so trifling. Just so ridiculous to herself. Like, disrespectful. Like, girl, like, have some pride. Anyways, but I get it. She's in love. I do get it. 100%. So I figure, would I be in her place? I mean, I would save face on TV, though. I think I would. And Caitlin, like, talking about being in love with Matt and how, like, she really was so excited that moment and she loved him so much at that time. And I'm just like, that sucks. That sucks that it, like from the jump went straight downhill. Okay, what are you guys saying? Hey, long time. I just wanted to say hi. Hi, girl. It has been a long time. I hope you are well. Thank you so much for stopping by and saying hi. Mike is a whole piece of crap. He looked so high on that. Oh my God. He was so faded. I was like, oh my God, sir, pick your bottom lip up. Open your eyelids, sir. Make an effort. Did you see Scott naked? No. I mean, yeah, I did see in the previews. I can't wait for that to happen. I want to know exactly what it is. Well, have you been to Porto's and West Covina? No, that wasn't there when I was young. No. I left when I was 21, and that was a long time ago. Hi, Lenora. Mike was so high, so gross. Oh, what was he? Oh, yeah, he was like jazzy. Follow for follow. Hit me on IG as 1 milli blangity blang. Oh my God, did you guys see that he had like a meetup? It was on the Love After Lockup hashtag. There was a meetup and there was this lady who was so happy to take a photo with him and she like posted it and tagged it Love After Lockup. And I was like, people be wanting to meet him? Like, listen, let me tell you about me. As much as I like to watch this show, I don't like all the extra shit. Like, I'm not going to go and like look up these people's accounts like on Instagram. Like, I don't want to meet them. I don't want to engage with them unless it's like a real quick whatever. Like, I've engaged with Tariq twice and it's just been very like, hey man, I think you're great on the show, but I'm going to make fun of you. And he's like, no, I feel you, sis. Do you? And that's it. There's no me trying to like get to know him or get the tea. I'm just not like that. Like I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw the Shade Room and they had this like TMZ or the Shade Room exclusive or somebody's interviewing Wendy Williams and she's like sitting in the back of a car and she answers questions. And I was like, I like the fact that she was answering questions, but when the questions got too invasive, like I was just like, no, I don't want to talk about Kevin. Like just ask her if she's okay. Like, how are you, Wendy? You good, Wendy? Great. Have a nice night, And I was just like, I don't want to be all in this lady business. I just don't, and I'm not saying I'm not like that for everybody. There are some people who's like, oh, please, I want to be all in your business. But like, those people are few and far between. Most times I'm just like, I don't want to be in your business. I don't need to know what's happening in the inner workings of your life. Like, you just keep that private. Just, you're good. You're good. Okay, Nicole is pathetic. Oh, don't call Nicole pathetic. I want to meet Nicole so I can slap some sense into her. I do not want to meet any of these people. In fact, if I were to ever see any of these people in public, I would duck and hide. Okay, watching them RT react to themselves being played on camera and they still fool. It's crazy. I saw in the first 6 empty bar. That's hilarious. Lizzie made sure to make it known to Michael though. And laughing my ass off, stay away from my daughter, Michael. I've been to jail longer than you. Oh yeah, I did see that. That was cute. Yeah, I'm like, Michael, gross. Ooh, like, could you just like that they re-showed the scene of like, is you ovulating? And I was like, bleh. Who just that on top of you with like dirt underneath your long ass nails? Like, no, ma'am. No. Don't come anywhere near me and my vagina. Sarah gonna slap him. Like, sir, can you spell? Can you spell ovulate? You ovulating? Ugh. Sorry, I need to stop saying it because it's literally grossing me out. Oh my god. Oh my god. Arian just literally read Mike to filth just now. She just like read his ass all the way. Like, she just said, Michael looks like he gives women bacterial vaginosis. That is very true. Thank you for calling it out, Arian. And I'm sorry. Am I saying your name right? Girl, you got my name right on the first try, people. Oh, good. I'm glad. I got your name right. Good. bacterial vaginosis, sis. She read him. Somebody read someone else in one of my last videos too. Shoot, I meant to write it down. The read was so crazy that I laughed for like 5 minutes, yo. Sometimes y'all be cracking me up in the comment section. Like, you think that my LOLs like aren't for real, but they literally are. My like LOLs, like when I put the letter L and the O and letter L in caps, that is me literally L-ing, O-L-ing. Y'all be cracking me up. Oh, I'm in those, don't talk about it. Oh, fingernails go gross. Could you imagine him trying to touch you? Yes, his fingernails has bacterial vaginosis. Like, oh, so gross. Okay, anyways, let's talk about something else. What else were you guys talking about? Let me scroll back and see what was happening. Thank you guys. Thank you so much to all you guys that are in the room right now. I didn't say that. There's 207 of you guys and only 72 likes. If you haven't liked this video, like it, exit out of the chat if you're watching on your phone and just like it and then enter the chat again. What am I saying? Most of you guys are on your phone. All right. All right. 81 likes. We're getting there. We're getting there. Thank you guys so much for liking. Start over. I just got here. Karen said, start over. I just got here. Okay, bitch, here we go. So first let's start with the Jenny and Sumit. No, I really should move on. I think I'm going to move on and start talking about 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. So if you guys want to listen to that, hop off of this and come back. Okay. That's it, you guys. All right. Give me 5 minutes. Let me get some water. You know what I'm saying? All right. Bye, you guys. Whew. If you guys like this episode and you guys are not watching this live, please let me know what you thought of this episode. Let's have a kiki and a conversation down in the comment section. You guys make me LOL. I love it. So come through with your reads. Reads and shades are, accepted at all times. Not mean-spirited stuff. I don't like name calling, but let's read them. All right, you guys, remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Oh, thank you for the super chat.